What's up, guys? This is Decon. I wanted to take a couple of minutes to go over my rotation and my spec, the details of my DK, specifically for arenas and PvP. A lot of you have been asking for sort of a small, quick breakdown of what I do and the rotation that I've set up that I feel that works best for the playstyle that I do, in which is sort of a rush or maximizing my DPS as quickly as possible. One of the complaints that my teammates have is that I'm unable to start burst immediately. That's one of the drawbacks from Death Knights right now, especially with the rotation that I'm using and Breath of Sindragosa. You need to build up as much runic power as you can and keep it high as long as you can to keep the breath up. And I think I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Let's start from the basics. Let's start with talents. Right now I'm using Plague Bearer. I know that's not the best talent to use. Adding an additional skill to my already complex rotation is just a little bit too much for me right now, so I keep Plague Bearer to keep my dots on a little bit longer. Most of the people running my particular setup is using Plague Leech or Unholy Blight. The reason why you would use Plague Bleach in a scenario for Breath of Sindragosa so you have extra runes to be able to spend runic power on. Unholy Blight is also another added set of DPS. Lichborn is what I take. Anti-Magic Zone. Purgatory, don't ever take Purgatory. It's terrible. Anti-Magic Zone is okay. I use Lichborn because it breaks you from fears and sleeps, and it's just an added way to get out of a CC. Chillblains and Asphyxiate are the two talents that you're going to want to rotate between. Normally I hold on to Asphyxiate. If I'm going up against 3 DPS, and there's a mage and a hunter, and another hunter or another ranged DPS that has the ability to escape quickly, then I might use Chillblains so that I'm constantly slowing them, and it decreases the gap between you and the target. Most of the time, I'll stick with Asphyxiate because the comp that I run has a lot of CC already, so this gives me an ability to sort of have an immediate stun, rather than having to sort of rely on Strangulate. Level 60 talents, I use Runic Corruption. It's pretty standard and self-explanatory. 75, I use Death Pact. A lot of people run with Death Siphon. I found that it doesn't do as much healing as I need it to. It doesn't do as much healing as I need it to do at the moments that I need it. So I usually run in 3v3 with a healer, so I'm not overly concerned with my health at all times. So I use Death Pact for a quick 50% heal, and I'm usually healing myself in Desperation mode. Remorseless Winter and Desecrated Ground is going to be your go-to. Gorfiend's Grasp is good for BGs and RBGs. For Arena specifically, Remorseless Winter, if you're running a TSG and your comp is basically just to smash the healer or smash a specific target, fast DPS, Remorseless Winter is good. Desecrated Ground, if you're going to go up against rogues, mages, anything that can snare you, trap you, freeze you, and keep you from getting to the target. Desecrated Ground is definitely the way to go. And last, Breath of Sindragosa. Don't ever use Defile. Don't ever use it. Unless you're PvEing, don't ever use Defile in PvP. Necrotic Plague is good for starter DKs. It's less of a complicated setup. So this is what I used to use. Now I've switched over to Breath of Sindragosa. It's more rune power control. This is the comp that we're going to be discussing today. The next is glyphs. There are 2 glyphs that you must have if you're going to do arenas. The first one is Glyph of Icy Touch. I'm constantly spamming this. This dispels a helpful magic effect from the target. It's absolutely crucial. You have to have this glyph if you're going to do 3v3, 2v2, 5v5. The other one is Glyph of Empowerment, which adds a 30% heal to your Empower Rune weapon. And if you pair that with Death Pact, you're getting an 80% heal right there. So here's my rotation, guys. So before I get into exactly what skills I'm going to use and what timing, always remember to set your diseases. I use Outbreak to set both diseases at the same time. If my diseases break or are dispelled, then I'll just reapply them with Plague Strike and Howling Blast. Make sure that this is hotkeyed. Another thing that you want to hotkey is Icy Touch, like I said. Okay, so what you want to do is run up to the target, and start obliterating. And you can see here, I'm building up my runic power. I'm Howling Blasting. I'm not really going to use Frost Strike because that's going to use my runic power. So when I get to about between 80 and 100, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait about 3 to 5 seconds so I can build up some runes back. And then I'm going to pop my trinkets, and I'm going to pop Sindragosa, right? So here we go. Pop my trinkets, popping Sindragosa. Now I'm just obliterating, obliterating, obliterating. And what this is going to do is it's going to keep my runic power up, right? When I hit 40%, I'm going to hit Empowered Rune Weapon. Then I can just go ahead and continue to hit Howling Blasts and obliterates. Let me see if I can get one more in. Okay. And then I'm just going to rotate between Obliterate, Frost Strike, Howling Blast. Howling Blast I normally do when it procs. Make sure you keep your diseases up and are constantly using Icy Touch to remove helpful magic effects from your target. And that is the rotation. So the last thing I want to talk about is stat priority, guys. Right now I am making sure that I have a lot of versatility, a lot of multi-strike, so I have pieces from Ashran. Right? Make sure you keep at least your 2-set bonus. The PvP 4-set bonus for DKs right now is not that great. It's okay to keep your 2-set bonus, and if you can get the Ashran gear for the multi-strike, the extra multi-strike and versatility, pick that up. That's what I'm using right now. And obviously I'm using Rune of the Fallen Crusader for my weapon enchant. Okay guys, that's it for me. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to post some arena clips that we did in the past couple of days with my TSG group. It will show you some of the strategies that I talked about today in real time. So go ahead and enjoy that. If you like this video, please let us know in the comments below. Let us know what kind of different videos you'd like to see, and you can also visit us on Twitch. We have a normal streaming schedule of Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday starting at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Time at twitch.tv/3kpk. Thanks, guys.
Blue Stally.